are live. Welcome to the Jonathan Akuda podcast. Today's going to be a fun day. We're just going to be talking about the best AI tools, pretty much. I'm going to go through the best AI tools for chatbots, for video, for image, for building the digital twin, because actually one of my digital twins actually got doubled the views, and I was trying to figure out why, and I think I figured out the structure, so I'm actually going to be talking about that tonight. Automation, how to automate your content. That's one of the biggest things that we've been working on this month inside of the community, like trying to automate people's entire content is whew. Speaking of while I've been away working on the that automation workshop and then also coaching, my automation has been posting content this whole time, and I forgot about it because we were in the class for the LinkedIn class, and we are building the LinkedIn automation bot during class. And as we were posting, I was like, wait a minute, why is it posting extra posts? And I didn't realize it's my other automation that's like on the back end. So it's like I have two automations going for at least pumping out content, and it's like very frees you up a lot of time. It's taken a minute to build and fine tune. There's a lot that goes into like building your digital twin that actually pumps out content in your brand voice, talks about content related to your niche and what your value proposition is. So that's been a whole process. But seeing one of the videos like get twice as many views, and then I figured out why, I'm like, okay, it can be possible. I just have to improve the quality of my AI avatar and then also improve the quality of the type of content. But I think there is some, because he's technically already bringing in leads. Like there's like, because if you program them, or not program, but you prompt them to have like a call to action to say, comment the word guide, and I'll send you my cheat sheet on how to seven AI side hustles that you could start today. By the way, you could get that at the website. He's bringing in leads. There's people I got to respond to. It's like to bring those in for leads, and it's like that's AI. That's my AI employee that's creating content on my behalf, so I don't have to create content. Like that is saving me such amount of time, because like I've been super busy this week with like the community and coaching, and also writing my book. So, and then teaching an NAN automation class. So there's like so much that's been going on, but I've had content on the back end just automated for this whole week. It was pre-batched pretty much. Just like level one, I'm just like a week ahead, and that kind of saved me. So tonight this weekend, especially tonight, I'm going to load up the queue with more content for my AI avatar, but I'm going to fine tune the model, and I think I can have fun with it. It's going to be very obvious it's my AI avatar. Like I'm not trying to fool anyone, no. But what I am trying to build is an AI automation bot that gets triggered on trending news that are related to your niche, summarizes them in your voice, and then also like it's so I, it's very interesting because I've built this automation bot for like 3 clients. It's very interesting because you get personalized news, and it's a very interesting, like everyone's tried to like personalize their news in some shape way or form, or you go to any news source and they're like, we can offer like filters and stuff to personalize. No, I'm actually talking like a personalized. So one of the clients, he's in the AI certification program, and we built the LinkedIn automation bot so it finds trending articles related to his niche, which is AI governance. And it's very hard to find like news sources about AI governance to try and stay up to date for it. That's his niche. And once we found like really reliable news sources, and we started to build this automation totally inside NAN, like literally he just presses a button and then gets 25 articles that are already written and personalized in his brand voice, in his writing style, and why it's important for his industry and role. It's super hyper personalized. And so he ends up having more fun like reading the articles that his bot is posting on LinkedIn. So it helps him stay up to date on the industry while posting great content that's gained him a ton of views. We've already like 10x his views on LinkedIn. And it's like, because he went from posting nothing a day to like never writing a blog to now posting consistently twice a day, every day. And so he's already gotten 10x on views. Well, it's technically 22,000% increase in like views, but it's like, granted, he's coming from nothing. And so to go from nothing to consistent, it builds consistency because just life gets in the way. So I get it. Everyone's like burnt out from content, and that is the hardest like discipline to stick with, especially human content, which is a whole big thing. So yeah, working with business owners, like trying to automate this has been a very interesting automation process because my whole thing is automation. Like I am relentlessly lazy that I will automate the entire process so that I just press a button and it does the whole thing. So yeah, tonight I'm gonna update my social media, and it's all built in NAN. NAN has been doing some really big things on I'm like following their like YouTube channel and like for their updates. Amazing that like they're building some really dope integrations. Like I see a lot of potential in learning and like definitely upskilling in NAN. If you want to do automation, anything like NAN's definitely a skill set to learn because you can literally build an army of agents that truly autonomous agents that will build and work and do. Like I came across this one last night. That's what I was like trying to remember right now. This one post last night was you can automate your browser inside of NAN. It's like it's almost like browser use or AI agent inside ChatGPT where it autonomously navigates a browser for you. This does it in NAN, which is very interesting. That means that for certain websites that don't have an API, LinkedIn, you can automate stuff in LinkedIn NAN to autonomously navigate a browser, and then you don't have to you get around their API or lack thereof. So very interesting. Well, I did try to do it on like uh ChatGPT and also browser use, but they definitely block my IP. The for sure LinkedIn blocked my IP was like you're using bots for sure. Let's dive into some really good. This is actually a good segue into what I really want to talk about is the top AI tools for November. Like, what are the tools to use in what order? Actually, I do want actually the order. I'm actually going to stall for a couple seconds while I log into my GenSpark and actually pull in. I just revamped the new list, and it's actually a specific curriculum. These aren't just arbitrary tools. This is actually more a structure. I'm actually just stalling as I log in on my computer. Bear with me. It's actually like the three levels of like foundations, intermediate, and advanced that I want to do or teach like for because I teach AI to like entrepreneurs and business owners, and that's one of the biggest questions like where do you start? Like what tools do you use? There's 4,800 tools that are out there. Like which ones? And also the biggest thing is also budget. So I do want to like separate this list right now into like paid tools, and then I'll talk about free tools at the very end. That way either way, as long as you listen, I'll lay out the best of the best that I'm using for paid tools. Not everything is relevant, but on their side, I'll show you all the free tools that you could use. So even if you're a student, budget, anything like that, you can rock some, you can still build today because I want you building with AI. I want you building with AI agents because it buys you back so much time. That's what I really want to do. So let me see if I can search. Actually, I'm going to go to, so in GenSpark, this is not, I'm not showing my screen in any way kind of thing. This is a whole podcast show. What I really want to show is I'm going to go to GenSpark and I'm going to say, hey, can you search through the previous conversations that we've had? And I want you to pull out the new structure of the courses, like the fundamentals, the intermediate, the advanced, and how we're structuring, like where we're putting the different courses like ChatGPT, NAN, and Notion. Like, can you pull that from your chat history and give that to me again? So voice to text to GenSpark, I didn't type a word of that. Like one cool thing is definitely voice to text is probably one of the biggest things. Right now I'm going to pull out a much more structured list, part of my curriculum, because actually, let's announce it. I'm actually announcing a course-only membership to my community. Or let's put it this way. You get access to all the courses for $25 a month. Special Friday, Black Friday. For all the people that can't afford joining the community but still want to learn the best of the best AI education, I'm offering Netflix-style access to my courses. These are my premium courses that we're building content automations. We're saving business owners 10, 20 hours a week in free time in automation. You get these courses for $25. You just don't get access to the community. That's all. That way, because I don't want affordability for you to like not stay up to date with AI. So that's why this kind of pairs two together. One, the curriculum that I'm going to be talking about, and And then, actually, yeah, perfect. GenSpark pulled it out from the conversations. This is dope. This is dope because I do want to talk about projects and how beneficial they are, because that was actually a pretty good hack. It was pretty much what I just did was almost like chat with my brain or chat with a project. Like if you work with project folders or hubs inside GenSpark, they're the same thing inside ChatGPT. They're project folders, and in Claude, they're also folders. Start using those more than custom GPTs. Full credit goes to David Varner in my community. He's our resident software developer, and when I was talking to him, he's like, "Yeah, I'm using a lot of like projects folders more," and I was like, "Why?" I was like, "Cause I was all in GPTs. Like, I'm like everything can be solved with the custom GPT." And then when I learned how he was working, is because when you're working on a project, information evolves over time. Planning a trip, for example, is a very easy project that you're like, "Oh my God." Information changes over time, and so using project folders, and what one that I actually recommend two was we actually build them in the community. Number one is a life coach project folder hub, custom folder hub or custom, or I'm gonna call them hubs just because I hang out more in GenSpark. So a life coach hub and a business coach hub. Dr. T, good to see you, Dr. T. I miss you, Dr. T. Dr. T, I think you still have hours of one-on-one coaching, so definitely book time, because I got a lot to catch you up too. So I'm always thinking about my members. But so let's go over the three levels, the three tiers, and they're going to be in a specific order too, because a lot of people, it's like a lot of people are overwhelmed, and like, where do you start as a beginner? Like, what's the essential AI tools, and then where do you grow from there? So I have a very specific methodology when I teach, mainly because as an ADHD entrepreneur, you need organization and structure to your notes and your task management before you ever touch AI. Like, that is essential, because mostly when I work with one-on-one clients, and their first thing they tell me is like, I'm overwhelmed, my notes are scattered, I look at my computer and I can't find stuff, I have 48 tabs open, and if I close my browser and I lose those tabs, oh boy, I'm going to be losing. I'm keeping one open for a task or a project. Like, trust. Like, so we need to fix the foundation first, and start entry level, getting you up into, it's basically, I call it computer literacy. It's like foundations, and then we could grow into the business tools, the AI tools, and so forth. Because the tools will make a difference. I do teach a lot of principles, and one of the principles that I live by is cheap tools, cheap results. So you don't want the cheapest of the tools when it's coming to any of these, but you also, I want to caveat that to say that you don't need all of the tools. Like, I'll lay out the essential five. Actually, I'll tell you the essential five right now, and then I'll go into all the fun ones. Essential five is number one. Yeah, we gotta go that way. I may need more than five. Thinking about this now. Number one is a Mac computer. Any Mac computer, M1 chip, 16 gigabyte memory, any Mac, doesn't matter, because I appreciate the love, Dr. T. Appreciate the love. Any Mac, because the computer you use will actually save you more time in the long run. Most of the entrepreneurs that I coach, and they come to the session with the laptop's computer, we waste 45 minutes on troubleshooting Windows. Like 45 minutes of their coaching session that should be going towards actually then upskilling, we're fighting their Windows computer because we got to wait for a driver update. It doesn't work with Windows. There's a blue screen of death. We've got a JavaScript error, which I'm like, why? There's spam, and there's all sorts of other stuff on there. It's like, how frustrating. Let's get a simple computer up and running so that, sorry, battery was dying, so that we could just move you. Now, it's not a hard no Mac kind of thing, because you will need non-Macs later on in business kind of thing, but we'll talk about that later, especially when you're trying to build your own LLMs. But there's solutions around that. So let's get you on the right hardware. Boom. Now, next, surprisingly, password manager. I know we're like, oh, John, which one? ChatGPT or Gen? Nah. If you don't have a password manager, you should not touch AI. No. Like, no. No, do not touch AI if you do not have a password manager. Like, let's get that locked in, because, oh my gosh, that's another big barrier to entry in the digital world. I live so much in the digital world. I had to sign a document the other day, and I couldn't find a pen. And I was like, Jesus, I don't even have a pen anywhere because my entire life is all digital, all information. If the internet goes out, like I'm kind of screwed. But let's get the foundations up. So you need a password. LastPass is free. 1Password is better. Let's just put it there. Like I use 1Password. I'm not sponsored by any of the tools. I'm not sponsored. I don't have any brand deals. I do have a lot of affiliate offers, but I rarely promote the affiliate offers. Most of my clients and members keep bugging me. They're like, John, do you have the affiliate code? And I'm like, I have it somewhere. Let me dig through in my Notion file and grab it. It's not a main priority. Like for me, I need these tools to be reliable and simple to use. Like I don't need the 48 features inside Notion. I just needed to do one thing: store information in one list. That's all, done. So I keep things simple and reliable so that holistically they work in a holistic life operating system of basically how do you manage your life or work and business, how do you manage your documents, your tasks, your projects, your time. How do we just get that like and structured? Then when we layer on AI, it's like a car. The foundation is a car. If you don't have the foundation right, people are like, oh, I want to get an AI. It's like, oh, you have a tricycle, or you're walking on sandals. Like we got to get you upgraded before we like take out that engine and put in like a V8 and then boom. Like lots of upgrades. Okay, so then password manager. Next, voice to text. That's a great recommendation. David the Coder Dude on TikTok recommends KeyPass, which is local only, because David's always sharing all the privacy ones, all the stuff to keep your data privacy. Like it's so nice to have a resident software developer in the community, because it's like a mastermind. Like we all level up and grow, because I'm always just passing information to all their members and we're all sharing information, so that was it rising tide lifts all boats, is it? Like that's the way my community is like what I learn, we share, we grow all together, and we're like, oh, I didn't think about that, and I learned. So a lot of the stuff is we all learn and share in the community. It's just dope. Okay, so now we got a password manager. Next up, surprisingly, and this all comes in order too. Write this down in this order. Like, and spend a month a tool. That's what, like, spend 4 weeks on one tool. I don't need you to dive between one tool and another tool. It was, unless you're in a boot camp, unless you're in one of my courses, like I'm teaching all of NAN in 4 weeks so that even the students walk away with a completely automated content machine. Like it's not even like a side project. Like you're going to build a content engine that will replace entire marketing departments. Like teams of people's roles are being automated through agents inside NAN. That's where I'm so excited about NAN. I want to go so much deeper next year into it. Like, so, but I do need to separate out, or I need to segment the community, which also surveys are coming out. If you're in the community, surveys are coming out this weekend, I promise, because I need to break people down based on where they are on the different stages of their business and their goals. So we have such a large community, which is awesome. But at the same time, I need to put people into tiers. Are you level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4? And so that's where this part comes in, of like the levels of like the curriculum of like the skill sets, because we'll eventually get into like business. We'll eventually get into how to monetize, how to build digital products and stuff like that. But we got to crawl before we grow, basically. So now that we got, password manager, next one, voice to text. No more typing. No more typing, unless it's a keyboard shortcut. No more typing. Like that typing and typing words per minute is now completely irrelevant. Here's the reason why. When you work with any large language model and people are like, oh my God, it's hallucinating, and it's not, yes, it is hallucinating for sure, and always question it, but it's also a function of us not giving the large language model enough text. And I'm talking paragraphs of text. My prompts is like 3 paragraphs of just wish list that I'm just voice texting, going, I want you to do this, and then I want you to add this, and then when you think about this is what I want it structured, organize the information, do these 14 steps, then, and then go. Like I am just word vomiting a massive text of what I wanted to do, because I know if I'm more brief, I'm going to have to do, it's like mistakes, it's errors, it's rework. In manufacturing, it's actually cost of, I nerd out on like manufacturing processes, and because it's actually a defect, it allows you to rework stuff, so it pays to get things built right the first time, which is a big thing. Okay, voice to text. Voice Inc. VoiceInk is the best one that I like. If you're in the community, I'll tell you the model, the large language model to use to get instant transit, because the model they give you will have a 5 to 8 second delay before it actually pays, which is not efficient in my world. The model that I'll recommend, as soon as you stop voice to texting, instant, boom, perfect grammar, perfect writing, perfectly formatted. It makes Grammarly irrelevant. Like Grammarly, like if you're like, oh my God, Grammarly saves my life and is so helpful, eliminate Grammarly, use voice to text, and then also use Cider. Those two will definitely improve your writing 10x. Like, oh my gosh, because I'm horrible at grammar. I could bear it, like, oh my gosh, and my typing's great, but not the best. And so having that there is like so helpful. All of this is trying to get you to pass information in and out of the computer quickly and efficiently, because these things are powerful. And there's, oh my gosh, especially when you get into life coaching and business coaching with GenSpark, oh, does it change the game. Now I'm trying to get to a stage of hyper personalization of AI in your life, so that AI knows everything about what you're doing and also your goals, so that it optimizes your goals, because AI is really good at taking large amounts of information, compressing it, and then identifying patterns that you can see. So much so, I will, just for 5 seconds, please forgive me on TikTok, I do have to plug you guys in on battery, because you guys are on the last battery, so forgive me if the audio doesn't go. So 5 seconds, because we're jamming right now. I'm flowing and I'm barely through my list. I'm barely halfway through my list. I'm cooking right now, giving you guys all the secrets. Okay, sorry for the poor audio, the battery. I'll just talk a little louder. Nice. Now that we have voice to text, next one, Notion. Notion is your second brain. There is no way on this God's green earth that you can store all the information that you have to do for work, for life, like just for interests in general. Like there's even knowledge in your career. I'm always like creating new digital notebooks of new subjects. Like I have a whole new subject file about NAN and all the things I'm learning about NAN. I'm just dumping in there. So you're always learning and evolving over time. Notion is your second brain. Highly recommend it. Definitely need it. There's also Obsidian that other people like, because you're not getting it for the brain map kind of thing. You're getting it for like the simple markdown format. But I foresee a world where those two things are going to be irrelevant. So much so that if they're not solved by next year, I've already vibe coded a solution and I'm already using it, and it is a game changer. Let me tell you a little bit about the app that I'm vibe coding. I'm vibe coding a to-do list app. Oh, it's already done. It works. I'm just like working through the bugs and working through it through like work before I ship it to my members to try it out. Oh yeah, we definitely have to talk, David, for sure. This app is a task manager that basically has AI to audit your tasks and projects, and will align that next to your 12-week goals. So it's based on a 12-week goal format, where you're like, these are the things I want to accomplish in the next 12 weeks. And then it's a regular task manager. It's already robust. That's the easy part. But then when you press a button to audit your time, basically, it will read all the tasks that you have to do across work and personal life, all the due dates and everything, and then your goals, and then your special, I call them like special rules. And special rules are like no meetings on Sunday, or I want to be finished with work by 5 p.m., whatever, like special rules. And then it takes that special rules, packages that together, sends it to that large language model. It's not private in any way starting off, of course. I'm just trying to get an MVP before I start thinking about privacy and locking it down and stuff like that. I just want to see how dangerous we could get right now. And then when it returns, it does a couple things. One, it will say, okay, based on your to-do list, these are things that need to be removed, that are not aligned with your goals, that are just causing waste of time. And it gives you the option. You could disagree with it and be like, no, I do want that, or uncheck that. So you could check its recommendations. Then it goes into, based on your goals, you don't have any specific tasks that will help you reach your goals. I've created 3 goals that will help you reach your main goal, or 3 tasks that will help you reach your goal. Would you like these added to your list? And then if you like all those, you press one button. It makes all the changes to your task manager and your time and priorities and all that, then reorganizes it in a click. And then it gives you a summary, like a life coach, and says, okay, based on your goals and based on your tasks, here's things I'm recommending. Here's things I'm da 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 da. Here's things that. And then it unlocks, when you run it for the first time, it unlocks what's called beast mode. And beast mode, if you guys went to, I still have a publish it. Last Friday I did a demo of it in the community. So I haven't published last Friday's email. I'm 2 days behind on my emails I need to send you guys. So that's coming out Thursday and Friday. I need to send those. That's what, because Friday has the demo video of it, so you can see the video. It's in Fathom, so you can go to Fathom and find exactly where it is. Then it has beast. You can just search beast mode. And then beast mode, what it does is that beast mode will say, hey, what are the top 5 things that eliminate all the noise, 5 things that I need to work on this week to get done, and that moves the needle closer on my goal. So it's like super focus mode, and you can't edit it. It's only created by the AI. So that you don't, like, it's like, no, this is what you need to focus on, get it done. So this is AI. So I'm trying to get into more of like incorporating AI and hyper personalization, both for news with social media automation, and then also for task management. And then also, if you have Notion, like Notion has AI built into it, so it's pretty dope. Like, it's an extra surcharge. I don't like it, but if you really want to, you can chat with your Notion brain already native into it, which is pretty helpful. I'm also working on another chatbot for the community, a 2.0, to help members navigate the community and stuff like that. So, but yeah, if you want to be a beta user, if you apply and become a beta user for my productivity tool, you get lifetime access for free. You get the app for free. So lifetime free access, just because you're in my community, you're trying it out, you're giving me feedback, because I really want to use this. And I'm like, is this not solved by next year? Like, I'm going to start using and publishing this. And I want to charge it off as like like the way I set it up is that you could run the free version private on your computer, no subscription, and just run it. Like, you'll get the API and you could use it, like, no problem. And then I'm thinking on like a pro version with like a one-time charge, so you get the upgrade, the new version, and then that way you're not tied in subscriptions for stuff like that. But we'll see how it plays out, because I want to get to cloud storage, but starting basic, crawl before I walk, and get some user feedback, because it's all vibe coded in Google AI Studio. The whole thing. That's another thing with like vibe coding too. Google AI Studio is 100% free. And because I don't want to push people into like a Replit, a Lovable, or a Cursor, because they're not incentivized to like help you become a better developer. Basically, like, every question you have, you're going to get charged, and you're going to have a lot of questions in software development, building an app. A lot of questions. That's why people are like rack up hundreds of bills, like trying to build their app, because there's like so much. So that's why I'm like, go into Google AI Studio and start this whole app that I've been talking about was vibe coded in 3 hours of just back and forth. I ended up using all my free credits, so then I moved over to, you just add a Google API key, and then once you add, like, I think it's like a console cloud app tied to your app, then you could put like your card on it, and then they give you, I'm pretty sure it's like $300 free, which $300 in API usage is a ton of money. Like, that's a ton of usage. It's gonna take you a while to burn through that much like credits, kind of thing, especially on a Gemini 2.5 kind of thing. It's so gangster, because one, it's going to spoil you. I keep saying this, it's going to spoil you as a software developer or building an app. You're going to be like, building an app is so fun. Like, my members in my community, I'll talk about Sarah. She vibe coded an app on her phone using the browser, just Google AI Studio on a browser on the phone, just working through the prompts. And by the time she got home, she had the app all vibe coded. I love stories like that. Like the stuff my members are doing is wild. Like, it is like incredibly powerful, just to empower them with dope AI tools, to see them like crush it in work, life, business. Like, tasks that took hours now take minutes, and it's like, I love it. But I would throw Google AI Studio like last on the list of like later get to that. Like, now going through our list, we talked about Notion, then TickTick. TickTick Task Manager, $4 a month. It is the best task manager to manage all the work, because most of my clients, when they come in, the first thing that if I hear like I'm overwhelmed, I'm burnt out, I can't manage my time or day, there's so much things I have to do, and I'm playing firefighter all day. I get it. I know that system. So we need to get you on TickTick and teach you the TickTick way. And the TickTick way is not taught by TickTick. It's actually my own methodology, and it's actually rooted. All my stuff is rooted in how do you manage ADHD without medication. It's a lifestyle, because I have certain deficiencies in memory, short-term memory, time blindness, focus, all of that stuff. Like I have those like notoriously. So how do I manage that without medication? And that's where it's like, it's systems, which are basically, I would collectivify systems as tools and routines. Very simple. Like what tools, specific tools do you need? And what routines or habits or SOPs or checklists do you use systematically with those tools to achieve a certain outcome, such as having perfect memory, managing large volume of tasks and projects, both for work and life, and still staying productive, managing your time down to the minute. Like all of these things are just byproducts of using tools like TickTick, Notion, Apple Calendar. Like there's a whole productivity time management side that like it's all rooted from. So that's where everything, and it's because it's never you that's failing. Like if you're burnt out or stressed, it's actually your lack of your systems. So it's never an external. If I'm like, oh my God, I missed this appointment for whatever reason, I'm like, you know what? I didn't miss the appointment. My system missed the appointment. How can I improve my system so I never miss an appointment again? And so I have a routine. It's either going to be a tool or a habit, and I have a whole list of routines. Like that's what I call them new rules. But this new rule is like every morning when I wake up, I know my calendar is locked in. There's nothing it's already locked in from the day before. So I'll go and set reminders or alarms for every meeting that I have to be in. And so that way, at least for me, I've never missed a meeting. I stay on top. So and it's because so we're going to find out what are the tools, the systems, the routines that help you stay organized, to help you externalize your memory, externalize your responsibilities into systems that never forget and help you stay accountable and on top of it with minimal amount of time and effort, really. That's the beauty of it, is literally I'll close my laptop on Friday, come back Monday, everything is nicely organized, still ready to go. If life gets in the way, because it does, like burnout, I had to take a whole week off, but my AI and automation still kept posting content. So it's the systems that are going to help there. But when I came back, I was like, just rechange the dates on all the details of all the tasks, what I had to do, all the notes, all the websites, the stuff I have to go to do the task. It's all in there. I don't have to stress about tasks and work becomes effort, and you finally work becomes effortlessly, and you get into flow states, when you can externalize all the things, both your brain and the tasks. So that's why I'm like Notion and TickTick, like just need to have a baby, and that'll be amazing. So now we got TickTick, your task management. Now we could talk about AI. Now once you have all of that, that's the foundation. That's the solid foundation that I need to get people up and into, because that alone will 10x your productivity. They will 10x your productivity. You'll work 10 hours less, just being more effective. Then we can layer in the fun stuff of like the cool AI tools, the automation, the bots, the agents. All that is just cherry on top. That just, now we're swapping out engines, basically. But we need to get a car. We need to get a foundation first. So that's the foundation. Then now into AI. Now I get it. You're gonna stick to ChatGPT for two reasons. One is budget. $20 a month for relatively unlimited use of a chatbot with no credit system, worth it. That's very handy, and ChatGPT is very quick and fast. What you're not going to use ChatGPT for is bigger projects, developing, like building apps, doing actual, like when you get into now agent work, because ChatGPT doesn't really have agents. Like GenSpark has agents that will do the research for you, that will write the PowerPoint presentation or the slide deck or your pitch deck for you, that will generate the images, the mock-ups, the business model, the strategy for you, that will analyze all of the data for analytics and performance to see like where's the gaps and opportunities. It will do the forensic investigation into your competitors to find out what are their business models, their products or services, and so that you can learn from that. All of that is in GenSpark. GenSpark is the beefy PhD level workhorse in your. He's agent work. Agent work is you're going to delegate work to GenSpark, and he's going to go and do the work for you. I like how GenSpark, they call it vibe working, basically, because you can in less than an hour build a website, do a marketing analysis, develop a product, create all the marketing copywriting, create the pitch decks, create the video sales letter, create the course and the whole slides for the course, and do all that in an hour using GenSpark. You're going to burn a ton of credits. That's the one side I will say that you will not like GenSpark for. You will burn credits fast. So you become an advocate for GenSpark and you start sharing that affiliate link so that everyone that you share with, they get 1,000 credits, you get 1,000 credits. You're like, oh, let's cook. I got some more stuff. So that's the GenSpark way, but GenSpark is a beefy worker. Now, from here, a lot of people will go into Claude, and Claude's great because for two specialized reasons, one for writing and one for coding. Like, he both dominates in both of those industries. You're going to be using Claude Code for your coding assistant. You're going to be using Claude for like for me writing my book. This is going to be my first book published on Amazon. It's going to be released really soon. I have the rough draft due tomorrow, so that my teacher, Sarah, who's in the community, can. Oh my gosh, this has been, it's surreal to like kind of basically see your entire life journey and see the thread that connects all the stories and all the skills to finally get to where you are today to serve a community with your gifts. It's like, now it all connects. So, and it's really cool to use Claude because you could create a project folder in Claude and dump it with so much information. I treat books like prompts. Like, where a lot of people are like, oh, I want to enhance my prompt. I'm trying to find the book that's the expert in whatever subject or thing that I'm trying, like how to become a bestseller. And then saving those books, purchasing those books legally, and then putting them in the PDF version in Claude for the project folder. So now you have entire books of experts as prompts. That makes it so much more dangerous. So that's a whole. So now I got this project folder, and now this is great because you need project folders as your assistants working on projects that take time to work on. So any project can work in life where it takes, let's say, more than a few weeks, more than 2 weeks. It's going to be like a project. Then I would for sure spin up a project folder. You could do it in ChatGPT, they're folders. You could do it in GenSpark, they're called hubs. Claude, they're also called folders. Spin one of those up and start feeding it with knowledge, like any type of knowledge. You can find articles. I look for books online first. I'll feed it with books. Then I'll feed it with Notebook LM transcriptions, or I'll find YouTube video as transcriptions. I'll dump that. Or I'll even take, Notebook LM has a Chrome, they're not by Notebook LM, but there's a Chrome extension called YouTube 2 Notebook LM that allows you, it puts a button on people's YouTube channels. You can do it to my channel, like anyone's channel, and then you could download either their entire content library in YouTube. I do that with people I look up to, and I'm like, man, you're an expert. I did this with one kid. He's a expert in high ticket sales, and I'm like, dude, your YouTube channel is great. I really would love to binge your channel. I just don't have the time. So this is a great education hack. I'll dump all his best YouTube videos inside a Notebook LM and then ask it to turn it into a workbook for beginners to advanced, so that someone could go through his methodology, principles, tools, and resources to achieve the same outcome. You could do this with any thought or leader or expert that you look up to. And then you'll get their entire playbook from all their like YouTube content. Like, granted, they gotta be pumping out like hour-long content. Now, it's not gonna work if they're pumping out 10-minute video stuff. If you're pumping out short-form content like 10-minute videos, I'm like, you're not a subject matter in anything. Like, it's like my stuff. At least for me, it's like I have so much hours of content. It's horrendous. So it's easier to pull stuff. So actually, fun fact about that. I had to go pull more stories for the book, and I'm like, where do I have more stories? my YouTube channel. So then I did the same thing to myself. I went to Notebook, I have the Notebook LM Chrome extension. So then, it's not bind, it's YouTube to Notebook LM. So then I dumped all my YouTube videos into a Notebook LM. I did have to pay for the higher level of, I think it's like Google Plus or Google Plan to get like the higher tier in the Google Plan, because it will only do, I think there's a cap of like 20 videos that it could do. So that's where I'm like, I want all of them. So now that I have all of them in a Notebook LM, I used it for one to pull out stories to add to the book. That was phase one. That was super helpful. Then I had it analyze it, and I have this prompt inside the community. If you search voice prompt or just voice, you'll see a prompt that I have that has, I think it's like 10 subsections that will extract someone's brand voice, their writing style, the words they use, their mannerisms, how they talk, the tone, da 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 da. It goes through all of those and puts together a whole basically guidebook on how this person writes, talks. I use them for one. It's really great for the NAN clone yourself. Like if you clone yourself in NAN, you're using HeyGen, but you're also having the model in there, so it writes articles or scripts in your voice. That's all can be done. Yeah, so it's just going to be a prompt that's going to come from a large volume of text, basically, so you can analyze. You can start it off with just a blog, and but it's always like the more information you feed the large language models, the better they are, and that's where I always find is like it's not so much the LLM. Yes, the LLM hallucinates, but it's usually our function of not giving it enough context, which is one of the biggest things. So then, now that we go into talk about GenSpark, ChatGPT, Claude, all of those. Now, the rest, I think we'll pause there because the rest are specialties. The AI bubble. I don't know if we want to talk about the AI bubble. The more or less the AI bubble, there's a stock market bubble. Look, this isn't stock advice. Everything I'm saying is my opinion, the way I see the world. I see large language models. Large language models fundamentally will not get us to AGI. They already knew this in like, I think it was like the 70s and 80s. Like they already knew, that's why they had the LLM or the machine learning winter, where it's basically that's why it went cold. It was a dead end. And Sam revived it. Basically, the only innovation was the user interface, how we actually chat to and interact with these models. That was the novelty, basically. Yeah, you could do the whole attention is everything and how they're like smarter, but we already ran out of all the data. Like both ChatGPT and Anthropic both got caught like with large books of large libraries of Alexander. I think of like an Alexander of library. They had a whole data set and they used it to train it, but then everyone's running out of data. That's why they're scraping your social media comments and all your behavior to try and mirror you, to try and figure out like we've already peaked. So we know large language models aren't going to get us the AGI. It's just marketing. Just like, no, not going to happen. But they are useful tools. Are they as useful as the market is estimating right now? Hashtag not investing advice. Like, there I see a correction, but that's not for me. Like the technology is very useful, but it's actually not useful for corporations or large entities. The winners in this game are the SMBs, the people under $1 million a year in revenue. Like those are the people, like if you have a small team, less than 10, like SMB, coaches, consultants, e-commerce, like you're going to crush it with AI. AI is going to give you so much competitive advantage that you can gut market share from larger corporations or companies if they're in your market. Like with AI, you can 10x your team. You could 10x your output. I published content for the last week. I didn't have to get on camera. That was nice. I totally forgot about it. It was like Sunday. It was like Saturday right now. And I was like, I haven't published content. I looked at it. I was like, oh, actually my automation has been publishing 3 times a day. Hey, this video got more views. Oh, cool. And I was like, totally forgot about it. Like that's automation. Automation and AI is like such a superpower for every individual. You just have to stay the discipline of continuously learning and investing time, playing with the tools. building like some of the solutions, getting your hands dirty and not reading it on newsletters or emails or watching it on YouTube videos. Get your hands dirty, build automations, build projects. One member, she caught a really good trend. She came out of I gave her a competition to compete for video because I want to push her video skills. And she's going from like making a Netflix level AI movie film, basically an hour long, amazing quality, better than the Coca-Cola quality of their AI whole thing. She did that. She's coming from there. She went to a contest to do music videos. She's like, oh, what am I doing for me? I was like, try it. It's something different. The song that she created from it, she ended up, I think she used the skills from creating the songs and the music video to create a short music video based on a very trending news event, I'll say. And she got like 100,000 views. Like, she signed up for Bandcamp. It's now going viral and other people are reusing her song. And it's like, preparation meets opportunity. You prepared, you had the skills, you did the reps, and now when the opportunity, I experienced that when I went from 192 subscribers to 1,000 subscribers in less than a week. I was posting 3 times a day consistently, and then I hit a trend. They're like gold pockets that you just don't realize how beneficial they are. It's like it's almost like Mario Kart getting on the little like rainbow like booster. Like, those are trends. They're just like give you like super it's super fun, but they will boost your like attention, or everything is traffic to your page, traffic to your offers. That's all the game is, basically. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things is cloning yourself and using Claude. Now, the only thing I don't like about Claude is oh my god, the usage limits. The usage limits makes it useless. And I'm like, I love you, Claude. You're great for writing. You're great to put into like an NAN automation for like tasks. Awesome. But daily driver, that usage thing for like projects, I'm like, that's gonna hurt me. I'm like, But yeah, the other stuff like AI image and videos, like highly recommend Nano Banana and SEE Dream. Like, China, I'm not gonna lie, China, their open source models and even their closed source models that they're dropping, crushing US models. Is like, oh boy, like they're so good. Like, you could do Sea Dream and Sea Dance all in, I think, Dreamina has their own models. I think they're like a repository where they have image and video. They're like a Minimax. Like, when it comes to image and video, they're usually going to be packaged at some website that like is going to host a bunch of the different ones. You've got Higgsfield, but Higgsfield is also expensive. You've got nothing beats the quality of Midjourney. Let's be honest, Midjourney is still the GOAT when it comes to high quality realistic images. In fact, I need to up my clone, and so I'm going to try my best to do it because I could get away with it in Higgsfield, because Higgsfield has Sea Dream, which is great for like taking your face and putting it into like whatever scenes that you want on a TED Talk, riding a motorcycle, whatever. You could literally have a whole photo shoot with like Sea Dream. I recommend that. Everyone have a Christmas photo shoot with Sea Dream and have fun with it. It's like super great. You can do it all at Higgsfield. That's a great one. There's also Free Pix is another one there. And then I was having trouble with Nano Banana inside Google AI Studio, and I'm like, man, I get a better prompt from ChatGPT, unfortunately, because we were doing an album cover and stuff. So it's interesting. And then the last is vibe coding. Vibe coding, Google AI Studio is going to be a fun one. It's unlimited. It's free. Just vibe code an app, and then you could get it out there and put it in like Vercel, and then you could host it so your app is on the web for people to use. Theoretically, you can have like 100 users a day technically for free. And now you've got a vibe coded app. But vibe coding is a whole different. I don't have the specialty to like take someone to like a full production app. There's people like Coder Dude David in the community who has lots of software skills. So that's where I'm like, I'm going to take my app to David to get it fixed. I'm like, to take it to the next level. But that's going to be a thing. So with that, with next week, so coming up next week, we're going to be finishing the LinkedIn NAN automation inside the community. We'll have that one finished probably by Wednesday, I figure. And then, oh yeah, I mentioned GenSpark. GenSpark is the daily driver for like a lot of it, because GenSpark's gonna actually do all the work for you, which is like, so like GenSpark right now is like I'm using heavily our hubs, project files, business coach, life coach, so helpful. But outside of that, I'm trying to think of it's more of don't get overwhelmed with a lot of the tools. Stick with one tool a month. Start with the basics, as I mentioned, from the whole foundation that you can rewatch this whole series. It'll definitely be on my YouTube channel as well too. And if you're on my email list, you'll get these videos emailed, delivered to you. And then if you're in the community, you'll get also the meeting notes also emailed as well too. So we'll finish that with NAN. I'm also going to finish upgrading my clone for the NAN automation, so I will post that in there. And then I got a book to finish this weekend, and then I thought I'd hop on and not miss I'm still late, which I'm like, ugh. But getting back into the podcasting again too. So that way you guys stay up to date and we can continue to grow and learn together. I'm Jonathan Cunha, Dr. AI. If you guys want a free 5-day AI agent challenge course, super easy and free, just go to my link in my bio, simpletechskills.com. Takes you to the website. There's a 5-day AI agent challenge there. That will get you, and then you'll get a lot of my best AI videos from YouTube. I just organize them and you get them by email, so that way you can stay upscale. And then we have the course only membership that's coming out, so you'll get announced by email as well too. And then in the community, we're going to be continuing with finishing NAN, and then we're going to go through a lot of the foundation stuff starting probably next week, not this week but the week after. We'll finish NAN for this week. So cool beans, lots of things going on. Highly recommend for everyone. Hope you have a blessed day. Really, happy Saturday. Good to see each and every one of you. Dr. T, David, and everyone else. I'm trying to say on mic. Who else? I know we have such a great fan club in TikTok. There we go. Dudas, good to see you. Coder Dude. Abraham, good to see you. Dr. T, always love. Rock, Paper, Scissors, good to see you. All the cool people. Awesome. Well, hope you all have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will see you in the next episode. I'll see you soon, especially Dr. T. Bye.